Hello, Linda back again with a little bit more kiss stamping. I'm going to use a triple ink pad. These are pigment ink pads from Oak House Studio, and they've got three ink colours in each. This one goes from a crimson through to a deep orange. Okay, so I'm going to use that because that's going to give me a nice blended ink pattern. Let me just show you what I mean. If I use this solid circle, which is from our Flowers and Circles stamp set, if I tap it onto my ink pad down at this end where I'm using a sort of orange and red, and I just drop that onto a tag, you can see a nice graduation. Okay, now let me just clean that off. And you can see how we get on when we use the other end of the ink pad. So now I'm adding ink from the dark end of the ink pad, and if you happen to buy an ink pad from me, you will get it with a label that's got an arrow on showing you which is the dark end when you're looking at it from the wrong side. Okay, now I'm going to take my ink circle and put it onto my Thorsby stamp. This is the square positive one. I'm going to take that and put that onto my stamping card. I'm using Oak House Studio stamping card, of course. It's ultra smooth, works really well. I have to clean both stamps again, but I particularly have to clean this one. Cleaning the circle stamp keeps my ink pad clean. Cleaning the textured stamp, the Thorsby stamp today, that keeps my image clean. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing again. Sorry, just move that over so you can see it. Same thing again. Circle on. Just twist it a little bit. Okay. Now we'll bring that over here somewhere. And then we're going to change circle size. And do a few more stamps. Actually, I'm going to use one of these as well. So I'm going to take the circle stamp with the pattern on. Don't drink fizzy pop when you're filming videos. Sorry about the hiccups. And that puts a completely different look into our pattern. So we can mix these two looks together. So I'm going to take the smaller circle from the stamp set. Apply some ink to it. Make sure my Thorsby stamp is clean. Sorry, I haven't got anybody helping me today, so I can't see when I move out of shot. So I'm sorry if you're all screaming at the TV, the computer, the TV. Who do I think I am? Right, let's put this smaller one in down here. And this smaller one in about there. So we're building the pattern up across the square using circles. This is a larger circle. I'm not sure if I just got this one out of my drawer. I'm not sure if this is actually in the Flowers and Circles set or whether it's from one of the other sets that we do. We've got a few with solid circles in, and I wouldn't like to suggest. Oh, actually, I'm going to flick over to another ink pad and put something a bit lighter in. This is from the Triple Yellow Sunshines, and I'm going to, if I use the orangey end, technical term, put the end away from the more yellow end, it should blend in nicely with the ones we've got here. So again, we put the two stamps together and twist. Okay. Nice to stick my finger on that. I think I did. I think I've fingerprinted that one, so we won't use that one. That's okay. We'll use this one over here. Fill that space, put the hand on the card to lift it. Now, you might see a little bit of ghosting in this corner. I obviously didn't clean the stamp as well as I should, but we can cover that up. What we will do is we will get small circle. Clean it, go in with the darkest red. Put that onto our texture, turn it a little. We're going to use this dark circle to cover up my little blob earlier. I think it's good to show you when things haven't quite gone right. Now there's a nice bit of ink on that at this side, so I can use that off the edge as well. Okay, so we've got some space to fill up. Let's go back to using a big circle because that fills up more space more quickly. We need to clean this off more carefully this time because we know what happens if you don't. Okay, let's go back to using this colour again like we were doing before. We're going to use the orangey end because that is most going to match up tone with the things we're doing. Don't think we're quite ready for a yellow, although maybe one or two small yellows might lift it towards the end. And we can see how the pattern's moved, built up now. I think we've got room for that about there. I'm not so keen with that at this end, so we'll look at and that's, if I look on the stamp I can see that it's not kissed properly in there, so this side's okay. Need to examine my stamp a bit more. Okay, so you're seeing all the things I'm not doing right, but let's see if we can tidy that up. If we use that size circle, I think we can create something that's going to well, when I set off to do this video I didn't really intend to show you all my mistakes, but sometimes they're just as good, aren't they? So I'm going to apply the solid stamp to this end. Check it this time. I'm looking on the stamp in the light. I can see I've got a little bit of fluff. Maybe it's off my flannel, so I'm going to clean that. And I'm going to get a clean piece of paper towel and get that clean before we ruin all the work we've done so far. Okay, let's try again. So going for the darker end because we've got to cover something up. And we're going to apply plenty of ink to the circle. Check that it's inked. I'm still not completely happy with it, but we'll give it a go. Make sure this ink stamp's on there completely and twist. Look into the light before we put it onto our pattern, and we're covering this area here that I wasn't so keen on. So letting the circles overlap gives me a chance to bring more movement to areas that haven't quite stamped perfectly. So as our circles are now overlapping, we can go in there. We'll try another mid-size one down this end, I think, and let's try that from the orange end of the red stamp. And before I go any further I need to clean that because I forgot and I can see it looking at me. Let's clean that off. There is a lot of cleaning in kiss stamping. Ink this up and look for a nice bit of pattern. A little twist. I'll push that one in there. On this one I'm going to try and get two bits off it, so I'm going to use a little piece in this corner and I'm going to balance that with a little piece down in this corner. Okay, getting the idea? So we've got some white space here. I should have learnt to live with white space by now, but I haven't. So I'm going to take the smaller circle, to fill those spaces, I think. And I can put it this way up, look, see, it fits nicely there, but actually down there is quite big. So if I take the mid-sized circle, the mid-sized circle is going to look nicely down there. So let's use some of the lighter colour again. And this time I think I'm just going to use the more open pattern. Lynnda, clean your stamp. Were you all shouting at me? Hope you were. Right, here we go. So I'm just going to use this version and looking at it just because of the patterning, not because I've stamped it wrong. It doesn't look brilliant there, so I'm going to focus on the other side and use that bit, so you know. It's all happening in this video. No outtakes though, one continuous take, one continuous chat, and we're going to have the same bit of orangey colour up in this corner. I think would balance it nicely. Maybe we need something in there, what do you think? Yeah. So let's use the orange and of the sunshine onto the texture and twist, and that's going up here. Clean off. I think we're going to go to the opposite end of our colour scheme, to the crimson, and put one in the middle. So I'm going to look, sorry, I'll bring it in so you can see. I'm going to go in from this end because I want to keep that circle as much in the crimson as I can. Does mean checking my stamp because I can't see how I'm inking it quite the same. That looks okay. Onto my Thorsby, pick a nice bit of the pattern, twist, and then I'm going to use that into that space there. And there we have it. Well, I'm happy with that. I'm going to find some red card to map that on, and then maybe onto a black card. I'll just grab a black card so you can see what I'm thinking. I haven't got any red card ready to grab. Here's a black card. But I'll map that up and I'll put a still at the end of the blog. Hope you like it. Hope you've got a bit more of an idea about kiss stamping, and I hope you've seen some of the ways you can tidy up your messes. Okay, thanks for listening. Bye bye.